Hi, welcome back. This video is a little bit of a compilation of various different things that I did over the course of a few days because I had one of these productivity spells. Maybe you know that when you haven't been doing anything and have been procrastinating on everything for weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden one day you decide, okay, today I'm going to do everything on my to-do list. And I had a day like that, and it actually continued into the next couple of days, and I checked off quite a few things from my to-do list, especially also some admin things. I don't know about you, but I feel like that's just the worst. I'm totally happy to clean my house and do all this type of manual labor chores, but then when it comes to admin, like I don't know, all the things that one has to do as an adult, I think it's just so boring and I really don't want to do it. But on that day, I finally caught up on a couple of things like that. I had one of those weeks. It was not just a day, it was several days where I was just feeling so productive and I was checking off a lot of things from my to-do list. And I started with just a little apartment refresh, just, regular maintenance cleaning. I left those scrubbing sounds in because they are so funny to me, especially when sped up. Anyway, the next day or so, I changed the headlights, like the light bulbs on the headlights on my car, because one of the light bulbs broke. And I, of course, didn't know how to do that. So I went and did a lot of internet research. And then I also actually pulled out the instruction manual, which I don't know. Do you ever read instruction manuals? Well, that day I did. And then I went to the store, spent probably half an hour standing in front of this shelf with the car headlights because there are just so many types of light bulbs. And I could just for the life of me not figure out which ones I needed for my car. And then I bought some that I thought were probably the right ones, went back home, tried to figure out how I can change them. And it turns out that the headlights can actually be changed from the, how do you say that, from under the hood. So I didn't have to take off the plastic thing from the outside of the headlights, but I could just change the light bulb from the inside. And that's when I found out that I had, of course, bought the wrong light bulbs. Because on the old light bulbs, it said exactly what kind I needed, which of course I didn't see before. So I had to go back to the store and return the wrong ones that I bought and buy the correct ones instead. And then I finally went to changing them. And it turned out that it was actually not that difficult. For the first one, to be honest, I needed, I don't know, half an hour or more because I just didn't dare to disconnect the old light bulb because I felt like I didn't want to yank on the cables that hard, but that's just what I had to do. So when I finally dared to pull a little bit harder, they actually came out very easily, and it was super duper easy to put in the new light bulb. And then I tested it out, and it turned out that the new one was so much brighter and had a completely different light temperature than the old one on the other side. So I also exchanged the other one because I thought that that must be quite irritating for other drivers on the road when I come along with one yellowish dim light bulb and one really bright blue light bulb. Although both of them had the same wattage, but I think it's just the light temperature that makes such a big difference. And the light bulbs on that car, I'm assuming they were the original ones from when the car was made in 2014, I think. So since then, I guess just, light bulbs have changed and now the headlights are so much brighter. And now I'm one of these annoying people on the street who have the extremely bright lights. And I am not even complaining anymore about other cars that have bright lights because that's the only thing you can get if you have to change your light bulb on your car. Wait, Video Laura wants to talk to you. This is a to-do list that I often have on my fridge, and clearly it got a little bit out of control. We're going to try to check some off of here and then write a nice new list. Oh man, I'm telling you, some of these things on the to-do list had been there for a very long time. And this was also a good moment for me to reassess if I actually want to do them, because if I have something on my to-do list for like 5 months, do I actually want to do it? Probably not. Is it that urgent? No. So that day I made some tough decisions, but I felt very good about myself afterwards. Done. Well, I'm not entirely sure what we need here. I bought this. No idea if that's the right thing, but that's the best I could figure out. Trying to figure out all the things in my glove compartment. No idea what this is. Okay. Oh, like some kind of refreshment towel from a long... Oh, expired in 2008. Okay, cool. Cool. The cigarette lighter, I guess. And some color to fix up some paint, to fix up some scratches, I guess. And an old tissue, great. I think that's it. Anyway, back to the car story. What I was saying is that the only thing you can get are these really, really bright light bulbs. But that's fine. Now I have new light bulbs, and the second one only took me like less than 5 minutes to change, because it's one of these things that once you figure out how to do it, it's actually super simple, and I'm a little bit proud that I did it. The package of light bulbs that I showed you, I think those were actually the wrong ones. Those are the ones that I had to then return before buying the right ones. Also, did you see what I meant from that I could change the light bulbs from the inside, like from where the engine block is? And I tried to film it, but you couldn't see anything because there was just not any space to film. But you can change light bulbs from inside of the engine block area. You know what I mean. You saw it. I also used the chance to clean out the glove compartment, which that was a little funny. I found some interesting things in there. Okay, but now let's talk for a second about what I'm doing here now. I had this loose floorboard thingy that was supposed to bridge the gap between the wood floors and the tiles, and it had come off. And the tricky part was that it had just been glued on, because in the gap there wasn't really any place to put in screws, because normally they're supposed to be screwed on, but the previous owners just glued it on, and I just decided to do exactly the same thing. But I first had to take off the old glue, and that took forever. The footage that I took was over half an hour, because that's how long it took me to scrape off the old glue. But then it actually went on really well, and I just used some regular glue or super glue maybe to stick it back on. And it's been a couple of weeks since I did that, and it's still there. It's holding up really well. This is obviously not how it's meant to be done, but I mean, clearly, I'm not the person to ask for proper DIY home improvement tips. This is, I mean, it worked. So that that's fine. My cat came to inspect that I was doing everything correctly, but she was not of any help whatsoever. That was it for the moment. Thanks for watching. Bye.